The movie opens in a debris field where Shounen, Kurage, and Fi, along with Mokona, find Sakura sleeping. Shounen apologizes for not finding a way out of the library sooner, but is consoled by Fi, who assures him he did all he could. In the land of Recolt, Shounen and others were blown away by the library watchdogs. Kurage feels like something is wrong with everyone. As Fi climbs up to check the surrounding area, he is shocked to see it's all in ruins. As they walk outside, it starts to rain acid and they take shelter in a building that hasn't collapsed. As soon as they enter, they find many people mutilated inside the building. Shounen decides to go have a look inside the building. There are many people killed inside and Mokona feels a very strong presence. As soon as Mokona warns Shounen, a bunch of arrows head towards him that he manages to avoid except the last one. Shounen has injured his thigh and the sound of the arrows have alerted Faye and Kurage. A group of red-cloaked protectors attack Shounen, who claim anyone entering the building will eventually die. Kurage shows up and helps Shounen dodge another arrow. He identifies Kamui, one of the red-cloaked protectors, as being the leader and challenges him. Mokona hands Kurage his katana and the fight begins. Kamui's agility takes Kurage by surprise. After an intense fight, Kurage manages to defeat Kamui, who doesn't look affected at all. He leaves Shounen and others to his teammates and head underground. Shounen notices something is different about Kamui. When the trio asks what's underground, Kazuki, one of the protectors, informs them that underground is where the water is. Turns out, the survivors thought that Shounen and others were here to steal water for survival. Mokona insists that they are not trying to fight or steal anything. They are new to the land and don't know anything about what's going on. The team allows them to go free as they are not trying to steal anything. However, Shounen and others need to buy some time to investigate the powerful energy coming from below. They suspect it to be Sakura's memory feather. So, Fi requests the survivors to provide some medical treatment to Shounen, as they were the ones who shot him. Kakyo, one of the red-cloaked protectors, agrees to bandage the wound and lets the group inside. Inside the main area, there are many more survivors hiding from the outside. Here, they learn from one of the protectors that the acid rain started 15 years ago, disrupting all forms of life. They can't drink any water from the rivers or ponds, and can't even filter any water as the equipment is damaged. In their whole country, only 2 places haven't corroded from the rain: the metropolitan building where they are right now and the tower. Both have underground water, which is safe to drink, making these 2 places special and subjects for wars to secure more water. Meanwhile, Kamui is sitting near the water source as the water starts glowing. Kamui wonders how long he has to keep doing this. At night, Shounen has a fever. Fi asks Kurage to sleep for a moment, but Kurage is not responding. Kurage confronts Fi about his magic. He never used his magic before, but since coming to this world, he has used the magic. As Kurage and Fi talk about why Fi is running from world to world, the protectors interrupt and ask to talk to Kurage. In Sakura's dream, she is floating underwater and sees a big glowing ball of light. A voice is telling her to wake up before the dream engulfs her completely. The next day, Fi and Shounen accompany the protectors to hunt for some food. Kurage is staying with Sakura to take care of her. The group comes across a mutant worm and manages to kill it. When another worm comes from behind and attacks Nataku, Shounen grabs his sword and with one hit, splits its head off. This impressive showdown is witnessed by the protectors of the tower. Fuma, the leader of the protectors, taunts Kamui. Shounen and Fi learn that Kamui arrived at this world only 2 years ago and after looking at the underground, decided to stay there and in his words, protect it. The protectors from the tower receive a call and rush back. Meanwhile, at Fei Wong-Reed's palace, a mysterious individual who looks like Shounen was kept in a liquid chamber while having his left eye covered. His hands and arms are bound and are wearing clothing bearing Fei Wong-Reed's bat symbol. Shounen lookalike wakes up and decides to cross the dimension. Sakura is dreaming about being engulfed, and she stops breathing, alarming Kurage. Mokona feels the presence of Sakura's memory feather and recognizes it is coming from the underground of their building. When Kamui hears them talking, he points his gun towards Shounen. Mokona assures them that they are not after the water, but to find the memory feather for Sakura. Kurage seeks doctor's help as Sakura is not breathing, but Kakyo says that a doctor can't help her. The lookalike Shounen reaches this world in search of Sakura. Yuko greets Shounen, the original form of Shounen. Yuko asks if he was sent by Xing Hao. Shounen says that Xing Hu wants to end the dream. Shounen wants to go where his right eye is and his wish is granted. Back in the building, Shounen insists to let them in the underground. Kamui is already underwater, where he notices Sakura's soul engulfing the feather. Turns out the feather was protecting the building against the acid rain, but not after it has been absorbed by Sakura. The building is getting affected by the acid. After absorbing the feather, Sakura still doesn't wake up. This leads to Kamui trying to get her out of the womb like all. Sioran interrupts and Kamui discloses his telepathic powers. He hurts Sioran and realizes that Sioran's blood is similar to that of Subaru. Kamui uses Sioran's blood to pierce through walls of the womb where Subaru along with Sakura are hibernating. Before Kamui can get to Sakura, Sioran interrupts once again, but this time with far more strength. Fai joined them underwater when he saw blood surfacing, fearing Sioran didn't make it. Kamui is surprised at the strength of Sioran and calls him a game. Game is fat which is raised as food by those who live in blood. According to Kamui, it is an imitation of a human without a proper soul. Suddenly, Sioran's right eye changes color. Reed is aware that the seal is broken. He remembers that he created Sioran so that he would give up anything and remove any obstacles to return the feathers to the princess of the Clo country. However, the original Sioran transferred his own soul into the clone. Reed bound the original Sioran and tried to take the right eye given to the clone, but taking the soul out would destroy the body of the clone. Giving up his eye reduced the abilities of the original Sioran. Reed's plans were going well until original Sioran showed up. Suddenly, Sioran's eyes glow and a whirlpool starts. Kamui senses that the original Sioran is on his way here. Fai tries to protect Sioran's soul, but Sioran has changed. He went back to his default form where all he wants to do is find the feathers for the princess. He finds Fei's secret to his magic is his blue eyes, and so he eats them to possess the magic. Before he could eat the other eye, Kurogane interrupts and saves Fai. Sakura returns to her soul and wakes up. The original Sioran confronts clone Sioran to wake him up from his default settings, hoping he made some parts of his soul through all his memories and journeys. However, clone Sioran doesn't feel any emotions and tries to kill the original Sioran. He cuts through the womb-like wall and the hibernating cocoon. From the cocoon, another feather is released and Sakura absorbs it. Upon being called by Reed, clone Sioran leaves following the order despite Sakura holding on to him. Subaru wakes up from the cocoon and Kamui is happy to see him. When Kurogane sees the crest on Sioran's chest, he asks about it. Sioran says he already knows the answer. It is the crest of Reed's palace, the one who killed Kurogane's mother. Kurogane is about to attack Sioran, but Yuko stops them. Through Mokona, she informs Kurogane that original Sioran was held captive and he can't lead them back to Reed. Fai gets some treatment for his eyes, but he is not doing very well. He insists on dying in peace because as long as he stays alive, clone Sioran can use his magic to cause destruction beyond their imagination. Kurogane asks Yuko if there is any way to save Fai, to which she says yes. Yuko is a powerful witch. She makes a chain of wishes to bind Subaru to Kurogane, and in return, to let Subaru turn Fai into a vampire. This will stop Fai from dying and Kurogane should be his game, the only blood he can drink to keep his life. However, Yuko reminds that it's Kurogane's wish to keep Fai alive and not Fei's, so he should be responsible for his actions. This also means as long as Kurogane lives, Fai will live, and when he dies, Fai will die too. At this moment, the protectors of the tower come to offer feathers in exchange for shelter in the building. They are running out of water and have feathers, so this is a perfect exchange, but Sakura asks them to stop with the feather for a while. Yuko sends water bottles which fill the underground tanks. She also warns them that if a little bit is contaminated, the whole water will be a poison. Fuma, the leader of the protector of the tower, has the feather in a case that prevents Mokona from tracing it. Fuma also came from another dimension, and he brought the case with him. He happens to know Yuko and introduces himself as Seishiro's brother. Fuma advises them to quickly finish their job in this world and leave before Seishiro arrives. It's time for Yuko's compensation for the water, which Sakura insists on paying. Yuko asks her to go to a place all by herself to retrieve something. As Sakura starts her journey on the hover given by Fuma, she soon encounters large mutants and crashes. She deeply injures her leg, but continues to fight. Fai wakes up, greets Kurogane and talks to Yuko, where he learns that Sakura woke up and is outside. Back in the cave, Sakura manages to kill a mutant two-headed snake. She walks through the acidic water and retrieves the thing Yuko wants. Fai confronts Kurogane as to why they let Sakura go alone. He wants to go help her, but Shounen reminds Ed it will hurt her more as she wanted to accomplish this on her own. As they argue, Sakura can be seen returning. Her legs give up as she sees her loved ones running towards her. She thanks Fi for being alive and apologizes for not being there when things were hard for him. Yuko accepts the compensation and in return tells her that Reed is the one who stole her memories. Reed's true intention is to scatter her memories. He wants his wish to come true, and for that, he needs two things. One of them is the ruins that were buried in Clo Country, and the other one is for Princess Sakura to visit various worlds in search of her memories. Reed scattered Sakura's memories in forms of feathers, dropped them in different dimensions, captured Shounen, who knew of the plan, and made a clone to act as Shounen and collect the feathers with Sakura. He also killed Kuragane's mother and destroyed his land, all just to make his wishes come true. Kuragane still has no knowledge of how he is connected to Reed's wish. Yuko informs that Kuragane was selected to leave his land and become a shinobi in the country of Japan, serving Princess Tomoyo. Princess Tomoyo knew Reed's plan to make Kuragane lead Sakura to different dimensions, but she still let Kuragane go. Fi was also part of the plan so that Sakura could transcend different times and spaces and remember her memories. Sakura plans to find clone Shounen, even though it means leading to Reed's trap. Fi, Kuragane, Shounen and Makoma decide to join Sakura in searching for clone Shounen. Sakura bid farewell to Subaru, Kamui, and others. She throws her feather into the water and informs that this memory will stay in this land. As Sakura and others portal to another dimension, Sakura sees a glimpse of a girl and wonders who that is. If you enjoyed this recap, check out the other videos as well and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more amazing recaps and turn on the bell notification for future uploads. Thanks for watching.